Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Abigail, and in case you're new here, which you probably are because this is like my first video in a really long time, I am a lifestyle blogger and plant obsessed person, and I wanted to dive into the whole plant YouTube channel thing because why not? It looks like so much fun, and yeah, I figured sometimes a video would be better than me explaining something on my blog. So here we are. Today I'm going to kind of give you an overview of my succulent growing setup slash system that is in my house right now. This is it behind me. It's this monstrosity. I did not initially plan for it to get to this point, but it has. So here we are. I also wanted to make this video because I haven't found anything really like this online. I was searching for months to find like a succulent indoor grow system that somebody had that wasn't just like a bunch of tables with some grow lights hanging over it. Like I wanted a legitimate grow light setup system that looked legit and functioned and was kind of organized and neat. This is actually not the first year that I have used a setup with grow lights. I actually had one last year, which you can read the blog post down below, or well, you should read that anyways, but here's a picture of it. This is what it looked like last year, and it is small, it was manageable, it fit nicely into my little alcove in my office that I had. And then, you know, I started getting more and more plants, I started propagating more and more, and this is what it has turned into in like the span of probably a year. Probably less than that because, yeah, I would say less than that. But as I started propagating succulents and getting more into plants themselves, I needed a place to house everything because I had all these plants outside this summer and I was like, there's no way they're going to survive like in my house this winter without some sort of setup like this. I do live in Columbia, South Carolina, so, well, go Gamecocks. I live in Columbia, South Carolina, so I can keep my succulents outside for about 6 to 7, maybe 8 months a year, which is super nice, but the time that they're inside, they need to be under something like this to keep their color, to keep them from stretching, yada yada yada. They need to be in something like this. This setup is kind of comprised of 3 main parts. I have the succulent, well, the grow rack right here. This was about $75 from Target, and then I also purchased the caster edition that can go onto this so I can roll it through my house. I have actually rolled this through my house from our guest bedroom into here when we were having that painted, and so now it just lives in here. But highly suggest putting something like this on casters because it will make your life a lot easier if you have to move it. I guess the most important part of this is the grow lights themselves. These are not advertised as grow lights. I personally think grow lights are overpriced and stuff like that because a lot of people don't know about them. I still don't know a lot about them, but regular lights work just fine. So these are 4-foot LED shop lights from Walmart. They're the Hyper Tough brand, 3,200 lumens, $17 a piece. They come with, it's like a strip of LED, well, you can't see that at all. I'll show you some B-roll. It's a strip of LEDs. And it comes with the chains and S-hooks to be able to put them on the shelf. I should probably mention that this shelf is the 4-foot long one that is also 18 inches deep. So I use 2 per shelf, and then I kind of adjust them based on like what's on the shelf, if it needs to be higher or lower. But I try to keep them around 6 to 8 inches above my plants, which is probably a little close, but it works for me. The other thing that's probably really important is the trays that I use. I mean, it's not super important, but it's a part of the setup. So these are like the propagation trays that I use. These are 72 cell Pro Hex propagation trays, or well, they're seed starting trays. And you can get any kind of seed starting tray. I just have these because, I don't know, that's what was available for me. I got them from Lowe's, and I have 6 of these. So I have 4 here, 2 up here, And then the rest of my succulents are in, they weren't originally in these, and I just got these like last week, and I highly recommend them because it makes my life so much easier. They're in these like plastic trays without drain holes, and these are like super durable and sturdy, and these are the Bootstrap Farmer 1020 trays. And if you don't know what 1020 stands for, it is 10 inches wide, 20 inches long, and so they fit perfectly on here. And I just put all of my terracotta pots and stuff in them so that I can bottom water them. I'll let you know how that goes since this is like a new addition, but it should work perfectly fine. Yes, I do bottom water all of my succulents. I don't like top watering. It makes a mess personally because, you know, succulent soil doesn't absorb water that fast, and you pour it on, soil gets everywhere. It doesn't absorb, so I just bottom water. And the only other tray I have is this one, which this is not a Bootstrap Farmer tray, but it should be. So these are all propagations. Isn't that nice? And some of these are rescues from Lowe's, but this is like a tray from Lowe's that I stole. I didn't steal it. I used it to carry out some succulents that I rescued. Okay, thank you. For these, I'm gonna do a whole dedicated video on like my care of my succulents and do like a whole tour of this grow rack because there is like a ridiculous amount of stuff on here. But just for now, so you know, I bottom water everything probably about once every 7 to 10 days. Depends on how they dry out and depends on if the fan is on. And I'll just, you know, lift this little thing up, slide my watering can right down in there, and then it'll just water it for me, and it'll absorb the water. One thing I should mention is that this rack is in my office, so it stays between 60 and 70 degrees in here. I would say it stays low 60s during the day because my office has like 2 sets of windows and it gets pretty cold in here. And then when I'm not in here, the fan is on, so we have a ceiling fan that's on to like help circulate the air for all of this. But other than that, everything, you know, it's working really, really well. My succulents are loving it. Like, this is a string of pearls, and this guy was in a 2-inch pot, and like now look at him, he's thriving. My freaking string of hearts is blooming. Hello, what? I never thought I would get these to bloom. Like, here's, well, I don't know if you can see that. It's not going to be in focus, but there's one. And yeah, so this is under the grow light too. They're all thriving. And my other plants in here are thriving as well. I keep plants like all on this side, and like they all benefit from it. So I really, really enjoy this setup. It wasn't super expensive to build. I would say I paid $120 for all the lights, plus $75 for the rack. And then the trays were expensive. They were like $60 for 10 of them, but I had a gift card to Amazon, okay? So don't hate on me for that. But, you know, I think for $200, this is the setup, and it's awesome, and I love it. And it just does everything super well. So with these lights, I did want to say that I keep them on about 14 hours a day. They're on a timer, so I don't have to come in here and turn them on and off. They go on at 6 a.m., they go off at 8 p.m. So I always know what time it is based on if my lights are on or off. And yeah, that's about the length of time I think that my succulents need to maintain their shape, maintain their color, and they are thriving. Which makes me happy because I can just come in here and like fiddle with them, and you know, they're doing well. So I'm happy about that. That's my little current grow light setup succulent thingy. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below and I'll make sure to answer them. I'm also thinking about doing a blog post to go along with this to kind of explain things a little more in a little more detail and like put links and everything in there. But yeah, we'll see if that happens. But in the meantime, all the links to everything will be down in the description box below, and if there's a blog post, I'll link it for sure. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to be back soon with another video because this is pretty fun. I do like filming videos almost more than I like writing blog posts. So we'll see. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in another planty video sometime soon.